Form 1 Science, First Midterm, Chapter 1, Body Systems. At the end of this presentation, you will gain knowledge about the constituents of the atmosphere, the functions carried out by the major organs of respiratory and circulatory systems, along with the diseases related to these. First and foremost, we are going to learn about the composition of atmosphere. The air present in the atmosphere can be defined as a mixture of gases. Tell me, what is the most abundant gas present in the atmosphere, children? Yes, it is nitrogen, which accounts for 78%. Oxygen is the second highest gas, which accounts for 21%. Also, carbon dioxide and other gases account for 1%. Keep that in your mind. The process of breathing can be divided into two phases, such as inhalation and exhalation. Inhalation means breathing air in or the intake of air into our lungs. During inhalation, the diaphragm contracts and pulls downward while the muscles between the ribs contract and pull upwards. As a result, air enters in and fills the lungs. Whereas exhalation means breathing out of air. During exhalation, the diaphragm relaxes and the volume of the thoracic cavity decreases while the pressure within it increases. As a result, the lungs contract and air is forced out. Now let's compare the differences between inhaled air and exhaled air. Usually we know that the gas in which we breathe is oxygen. Therefore, inhaled air contains more oxygen, less carbon dioxide, less water vapor, so that the air is cooler. Whereas exhaled air contains less oxygen, more carbon dioxide, more water vapor, so that the air is warmer. Human respiratory system is the system which is responsible to carry out the process of respiration. Air is inhaled through nose, or in other words, nasal cavity, into a tube known as the windpipe, and then enter to our lungs. Therefore, human respiratory system is composed of nose, windpipe and lungs. Human circulatory system is responsible to transport, or in other words, circulate blood throughout the body. The circulatory system consists the heart, blood and blood vessels. In this slide, we are going to learn how circulatory and respiratory systems work closely together. The arrow mentioned as number 1 represents the oxygen that we breathe in, reaches the air sacs of our lungs. It then enters our bloodstream and is carried out to our heart. The second arrow shows how the heart pumps this blood rich in oxygen to all parts of our body. As the third arrow is drawn from all the body parts to the heart, it shows how waste such as carbon dioxide, which is produced during respiration, is carried through a series of fine blood vessels to the heart. Finally, our heart pumps blood to our lungs where carbon dioxide is removed. A fresh supply of oxygen is taken in and the cycle repeats again. The heart. The heart of a human is a muscular organ which is found near the middle of the chest and slightly tilted towards the left. When it comes to the structure of the human heart, it consists 4 chambers. How many chambers, children? 4. The 2 upper chambers are known as auricles or atria. What I said? Auricles or atria. Whereas the 2 lower chambers are known as ventricles. What do you call? Ventricles. In a human, the heart is of a size of a clenched fist. The normal beating rate of the heart of a healthy adult is 60 to 80 times per 1 minute. And also remember, when we exercise, the heart rate increases slightly. The right side of the heart receives blood from the body and pumps it to the lungs, whereas the left side of the heart receives blood from the lungs and pumps it to all parts of the body. The blood vessels. Remember, the network of hollow tubes which transport blood all over the body is known as blood vessels. There are 3 main types of blood vessels such as arteries, veins, and blood capillaries. Have you heard about arteries and veins in your previous grades? Definitely you might have. Okay, so now let's clearly clarify the differences between arteries and veins. Arteries are elastic blood vessels with thick walls. They transport blood away from the heart. They carry blood from the heart to the lungs to pick up oxygen. They also transport this oxygen-rich blood from the heart to the rest of the body. And when it comes to the veins, veins are large elastic blood vessels with thin walls. They transport blood that has had most of its oxygen removed. This oxygen has been replaced with carbon dioxide picked up from other parts of the body. This deoxygenated blood is transported to the lungs where carbon dioxide is exchanged for oxygen. Blood capillaries are very small vessels which have thin walls. Thereby, it allows digested food, oxygen, water, carbon dioxide, and waste to exchange through the thin walls of the capillaries. Do you want to see some blood capillaries present in our body? Okay. Then stand in front of the mirror and gently pull down your lower eyelid to see some blood capillaries. There you got. Hope you spot it. So what you spot was the blood capillaries present in your eye. Blood is a body fluid in humans and other animals that delivers necessary substances such as nutrients and oxygen to the cells and transports metabolic waste products away from the cells. The red blood cells consist a chemical protein known as hemoglobin, which combines with oxygen. So name of this special protein is hemoglobin. You have to remember that term. Blood can be categorized into two groups known as oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood based on the presence of oxygen. Usually, oxygenated blood appears bright red in color as it is rich in oxygen, whereas deoxygenated blood appears dark red in color as it is rich in carbon dioxide, which means poor in oxygen. Arteriosclerosis. It is a disease which is related to the human circulatory system. Arteriosclerosis means the hardening of the arteries. Arteries are thick-walled blood vessels which carry oxygen-rich blood away from the heart. Therefore, arteries get blocked due to arteriosclerosis. Unfortunately, as a result of unhealthy lifestyle, people are getting subjected to this disease. Lifestyle changes can help to prevent or slow down the progress of arteriosclerosis. Smoking should be stopped as it damages the arteries. Regular exercises should be done as it improves the blood circulation. And always remember that you are consuming a healthy diet. We should reduce stress as much as possible. Practice healthy techniques for managing stress such as muscle relaxation and deep breathing. Asthma. Asthma is a diseased condition which affects the lungs. Therefore, it is a disease related to the respiratory system. When the airways get narrower and extra mucus is produced, the airways get blocked, causing breathing difficulties. Usage of bronchodilator can be considered as the best treatment. Simply remember, it is the most common remedy prescribed by the doctors to prevent asthma. The drugs present in the bronchodilator expands the airways so that more air can enter into the lungs. Arrhythmia. Arrhythmia is a disease condition which causes irregular beating of the heart. This can be controlled up to a certain extent by placing a pacemaker in the chest or in the abdomen of the patient. It is actually a small device which maintains a steady heart rhythm. It's a question time, children. So in the first question, this is what I'm going to discuss. The apparatus which you can see in the slide is equal to the human respiratory system. Now you can answer these two questions. Try them out. I'll give you some time. Okay, first question. What happened to the balloon when you blow? What happened to the balloon, children? Yes, definitely. It will inflate. Second question. You have to write the body organs in which the parts labeled as A, C and D represent. So accordingly, A represents windpipe, or in other terms trachea. C represents lungs. D represents the diaphragm. Second question. In this question, multiple choices are given. You have to select the best answer. Let's read it. What happens when the walls of our blood vessels are cluttered with too much of plaque? What is the most suitable answer? Select it. You have to select the best fit out of the 4 answers given. 3 are incorrect or not relevant, whereas 1 can be considered as the most suitable. So what's it? Yes. So if we have done it correctly, the correct answer should be number 1, because blood cannot flow through our blood vessels easily when there is plaque, because it's kind of blocking the way. Last question. Same as above, there are 4 choices. You have to select the best answer. Let me read you the question. How do these numerous air sacs help in the exchange of gases in our respiratory system? What's the answer? 4 answers are given. Select the best one. Yes, in this question also, if you have done it correctly, the correct answer should be number 4. Because when there are number of air sacs, it helps to increase the surface area. And then when the surface area is increased, gaseous exchange can occur more efficiently. So we have come to the end of the presentation regarding body systems, and thank you so much for your active participation.